Mic check, mic check. Can I get a yurt?
Yurt.
Good. All right. So, welcome to episode number 7. I am your host, the only Kayla, and today I have celebrity makeup artist Olivia Song with me.
Yeah.
So, tell everyone where you're from and what you do.
I'm from Cincinnati, but I'm based in Atlanta, and I'm a makeup artist.
So, how's it been? You are a celebrity makeup artist. I know you've worked with so many people. What transitioned you from Ohio to Atlanta?
So I just kind of felt like I had reached my max there, and I wanted to, just maximize my opportunities. And I knew Atlanta had so many different options. Like, there's the TV and film industry, there's celebrities who are residences of Atlanta, dancers, just anything. There's so many opportunities for anyone in the cosmetic industry in Atlanta. So I was like, it's time to go and pursue some bigger things.
Yeah, so before we get into you transitioning to Atlanta, tell me a little bit about growing up in Cincinnati. What was that like?
So I actually grew up, I used to move around a lot. So I lived in Cincinnati for a bit. I grew up in Seattle, San Francisco. I was hopping all around. So I'm not like new to moving and starting over to a new place. Yeah.
And now, what was the reasoning for you to be all around moving?
Girl, I was bad. I was bad a little bit. My family members are like, take her. This girl's wild.
So you say you were bad growing up. So were you getting into a lot of fights?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I was feisty. I was getting into some fights. I had like an attitude as a younger girl. I think teenage years for girls is always kind of difficult. So I was wild, and I had to kind of grow up and chill out. So yeah, I moved around a lot as like a teen.
And now, when did you move to Atlanta exactly? Was that recent, or have you
Yeah,
been here for a while?
no, I've only been here like a year and a half.
Wow, so you're
Yeah.
new to Atlanta.
Yes.
Let's talk about makeup for a little bit. Are you self-taught, or did you go to school for this? Did you take classes?
I am totally self-taught. I still haven't done like esthetician. I did get some training. I wouldn't call it formal training, but like during college, when I used to do cosmetic retail, so I would work at like the MAC counter or some other makeup counters. They would train you a little bit on their products and stuff. So that was like the most formal type of training that I had.
And what inspired you to get into makeup?
So I was in college for fashion design. I guess you could say the two are a little bit related. When I was in school, I think that I figured out my thing was like the illustration. It was the artistic part about fashion design and not necessarily like the sewing and the technical stuff. And makeup was just like a side job for me to earn money in college. But I loved that I could show my creativity every single time. And I had a new canvas with every face that came. And I think it was a lot less technical than fashion design was. And I would always be able to use my artistic ability with each face. So I kind of figured out that was more what I was into.
Yeah, the two are very, very similar.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing that you switched over to makeup. Now, when you say you're self-taught, did you watch YouTube videos, or did you kind of just sit in the mirror and, say, okay, I'm going to work on my eyebrows today, or I'm going to try this makeup? What was that like?
Girl, believe it or not, I have like only watched like 5 YouTube videos in my
Really?
life. Yeah. I never even took a class with anybody. I think it was like a lot of trial and error. I started off doing my own makeup, and then my friends kind of recognized, and like they would hire me for their photo shoots and stuff like that. So when I say self-taught, it's like completely,
Self-taught.
yeah.
I've been wanting to like learn how to do makeup, and like I'll go on these YouTube videos and I'm like, how do people learn?
Did
Because
you do your own today?
I did do my
It
own
looks
today.
good.
Okay, thank you.
I
So
was looking like, okay.
thank you. So it's funny because my sister, she likes to do makeup also. So
Oh,
I usually get her to do my makeup. So today she was like, all right, I'm not doing your makeup today. So you make sure you blend because you're going to be interviewing a makeup artist. But yeah, I try to watch the YouTube videos and I'm like, I cannot get this.
So it's kind of hard to follow along with these type of videos.
Yeah.
So I would totally take a class. I think back then when I was like learning, there wasn't so many freelancers. Like this had to be years ago when I was in cosmetic retail, and like the best makeup artists would work at MAC. You didn't see like a lot of people just freelancing. Now, I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of makeup artists in every single city, and people do classes. So I think it's a little bit easier to learn how to do makeup now.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you find it harder to kind of, I mean, you've been in the industry, in the makeup industry for a little while now, but do you find it a little bit harder for other people to try and get in, or for you to even maneuver your business, because everyone today is doing makeup and it's so easy for people to learn? Now, there's a difference if they're good at it, but it is easy for them to kind of learn and to kind of showcase themselves as makeup artists. So it's a little difficult now.
You know, I was definitely worried coming to Atlanta because everyone's always moving to Atlanta, right? And a lot of people try to discourage me. Oh, the market's oversaturated. There's so many, you know, amazing makeup artists. But I just found, you know, once you find what you're good at and you have your own certain style, I think that was a big reason for like my quick success in Atlanta. Like I do a more natural glam, and everyone was doing like, Atlanta had this style like super beat faces, and mine was a little more natural. So when I came here, you know, all the girls who were hesitant to try makeup because they didn't want to not look like themselves, they was like, oh, okay, well, let me try her out because it seems like she does a more natural beat. So I would never, like now when people tell me like, I'm thinking about moving to Atlanta, do you think, you know, it could be right for me? And I say, yeah, there's more clients than it is makeup artists, believe it or not. And a lot of, I mean, most of the girls that I know are booked, you know, and they have their own style. And everybody, you know, there's room for success for everyone in Atlanta, honestly.
I think in anything you do, anywhere you go, there's going to be a slew of other people who do the same thing, but you just have to kind of understand that there's no one like you. And what you bring to the table and your personality and your talent. So I think there's room for everyone everywhere.
I agree, girl.
In talking about makeup, you said that you kind of started off doing your friends' makeup and they would book you. When did it transition into now you are a celebrity makeup artist, and who was your first celebrity client?
My first celebrity client? So I was just freelancing in Ohio for like 3 years. And then I remember starting to do celebrities for bookings in Cincinnati. So when they would come into town, and I would do, I would say love and hip hop. I know one of the first people I did was probably Dreamdoll, and also this girl Lo from the Bad Girls Club. A lot of reality TV people would have bookings in Cincinnati. So that's how I started off. And then when I came to Atlanta, girl, it's just been so many celebrities in Atlanta. I couldn't even say the first one, but I had done like 20 to 25 people in Ohio before I came here, but it was like a one-time thing. And actually you said Lil Mo was just here. I had did her makeup in Ohio, and she's one of the reasons she really like spoke life into me. Like, girl, they would love you in Atlanta. Like, you need to get there as soon as possible. They love when people are like, you know, from out of town. They'll really support you. So I'll never forget when I did her makeup in Ohio, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to Atlanta.
So what was that like for you? You said you did Dreamdoll, someone from Bad Girls Club too. What was that like for you when you got your first celebrity client? Like, oh, shoot.
I was really excited to get the content because I knew, like, for my city, it's so big to them. Like, you know what I mean? So I was super excited.
Now, I know that you work with almost everybody here in Atlanta. I saw you did Tiny's Face.
Yeah.
You even worked with Lil Kim in LA, right?
Yes.
What was that experience like? Because she is like the queen.
Girl, that was like one of the biggest things I did because it was like for Pretty Little Things. So the set was crazy. We were in the desert and like this glass house. And I'm a fan of Lil Kim personally. Like I listen to her music. So for me, I was kind of like, you know, she's legendary. Yeah. So she was like doing her photo shoot and posing. I'm like, oh my God, that's Lil Kim.
I know, right?
Mind you, I've done so many people. I've done Cardi B. I've done, you know, mulatto. Yeah, a lot of like female rap artists, right? But Lil Kim, you know, she's from back in the day. So I'm just like, wow, it's really her. And she was like literally the nicest person I've ever met.
And it's funny because I was going to ask you, have you gotten starstruck with anyone you've done makeup with before?
That was the only one.
Lil Kim?
Yeah, I was a little starstruck. I was nervous. I don't usually get nervous like when I do somebody for the first time, but I was like, oh, shoot.
So now I got to ask, how much does it cost to get beat by Olivia Song?
So in studio appointments, if I'm just taking regular clients, it would be anywhere from $150 to $200. When I do those type of photo shoots, or if I'm on set for like a video, then it's like a daily rate.
And now, so a few months ago, there was a female rapper who came out and said that she would not be paying $100 for a makeup artist, that she would do her own makeup. And it kind of sent like the makeup world into storm because there were a lot of people who were in support and like, no, you have to like pay that, or that's like, that's basic, the people were saying. And then other people were like, yeah, I'm not paying that for makeup. So like, I'm curious to know what your take on it is.
I remember this is like when Clubhouse was coming out and like all the makeup rooms were like talking about this. And it's funny because this is one of my clients. It is one of my clients. And she did name the price that I charged her, right? So she was saying she would not pay beyond that. And I had actually did her makeup like a day after she did pay me and she tagged me. And she's a good client.
What is inventory like for you, and how much does that run?
Oh, I like on makeup, I spend like at least $2,000 a month. That's minimum. That's the bare minimum.
On inventory?
Yeah, just like foundation, just for my kit.
Yeah.
Just for my kit, just to refresh my kit.
So I do want to also talk about your tour. You're going on a makeup tour. You're going to 6 cities, and you're bringing a celebrity with you to each city. Yes. So tell everyone what city you're going to and who's coming along.
Okay, so my first class is Houston. It's less than 2 weeks away. I'm so excited. I'm doing that class with Neek. She's a big, big YouTube star. Los Angeles with Erica Mena, Love and Hip Hop.
Love Erica Mena.
Yes, she's dope. Who else? Chicago with Dime Piece.
Okay, yes.
New York with Chinese Kitty, Miami with Alexa Sky. So we have a whole bunch of Love and Hip Hop. I told you I done did like all those girls on each different Love and Hip Hop. And then Big Lotto in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm coming out to that one. Yes. Can't wait.
Girl, that's the biggest class. Like that one is gonna be like a little over the top because it's the biggest.
But it's also in the city that you're in.
Exactly.
So
and
that's
it's
amazing.
Where she's from. I wanted to get someone from Atlanta, someone who is like, you know, everyone would love to see to do that. So,
and it's funny because like I was talking to Lil Mo and she's shooting her music video out here, and I was telling her like Atlanta shows love. They show support, and if they really like you, they're gonna come out and they're gonna spend whatever it is. So I'm happy that it's your biggest show. I'm happy that we're out here.
Atlanta always sells out first for me. Like I did this same type of thing last year, but we just did 2 cities instead of 6, and Atlanta sold out in 5 days.
Wow.
Atlanta's always like that. I love it here.
That's what I tell people. So I'm from the Bronx, and I'm like, I love it here. I just moved here about 2 years ago, and I'm like, I'm not moving back. I'm not moving back. I love it here.
Yeah.
So now when it comes to the 6 cities, how did you choose what cities to go to? Did you go based on where your fan base is, or did you kind of just...
Exactly. I literally looked at like the demographics on my Instagram and figured out where the most people were that followed me. And it kind of correlated to like ticket sales for real, because I have a lot of followers from Chicago, and that was the second city to sell out
Wow.
quickly. And it just kind of so happens that these are also just big cities, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I chose.
Yeah, and you're going to LA, which is big,
Yeah.
New York. So you picked, I think you picked a really good 6-city tour.
Yes.
Now, for people who have never been to a makeup tour like myself, what happens at these makeup tours? What are you going to offer?
I do like a really thorough demonstration that's like a 2-hour demonstration. And I really dive into like all of my techniques, all of the products that I use. It's a full brush list, foundation list. So there's that demonstration. I also like set up all of my lighting and kind of show people. That's a big thing about makeup, like especially because Instagram is like our portfolio these days.
Yes.
So a lot of people kind of always talk about the pictures or the videos that I post to my clients. So I'm going to show everyone what I use to take those pictures, how I set up my lighting for my clients. I'm going to kind of give reviews of all of the lighting systems. Then we do a question and answer with the audience, and they get a chance to even ask my celebrity model questions, because I know some of them, they're always wondering like, well, how will we as makeup artists get your attention? Like if you're doing a booking in, a smaller city, like how do you search for your glam when you get to the smaller city? So they'll have the chance to talk to them about that and ask me any type of questions. And I also talk a little bit about like marketing and social media. I went to school for marketing, so I'm definitely gonna give them some tips about that, and starting product lines, just ways to kind of we're a service-based industry, so we provide this service, but what are some other ways to make money? Like, do you want to start a product line, or do you want to have your own classes? Do you want to open up a salon? Do you want to have a suite? So we're going to get into all of that, girl. And then we meet everybody.
Yes.
So it's fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So now you also mentioned about a product line. Now,
Yeah.
I know you have your own beauty brand. Tell me a little bit about that, and what is it that you sell?
So Supernatural Cosmetics is the brand. We started off with lashes. Now we have lip glosses too. I think eventually I do want to do like a full cosmetics line, but I'm kind of building it up. We're testing some things out, perfecting everything. I want, like when you go into Sephora and there's like Fenty, Too Faced, Anastasia, like,
Yep.
Yeah, I want it to be Supernatural Cosmetics. I started that during the quarantine because I had just moved to Atlanta, and I was like only 4 months in when they started like shutting everything down, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not from here. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I just kind of, got my feet wet. So I started the product line as a way to make income, since we weren't able to take clients.
That was one of my questions was, in the midst of the pandemic, everyone was really affected. There really wasn't one person who wasn't affected by the pandemic. People that you thought were safe were not safe. So that was going to be my next question was, what was that like for your business during the pandemic? And did you have to because a lot of people had to reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people had to rebrand themselves. People had to start different businesses. So I think it's great to see that you started a lash company and that it's skyrocketed.
I started that, and I also did a virtual class, which was like super big. So these were things that I thought of because I had to like have another option besides going to the studios and taking appointments. And now I realize that that's just super important anyways. So when I do my class, I'm going to encourage people to have something that does not rely on you showing up to do your appointments. There has to be something else.
And now I know you're a mom.
Yes.
What is it like working as a celebrity makeup artist, pursuing your dream, but also being a full-time mommy?
It is very, very hard because my son's kind of like at that super active age too. So he was like 2.5 when we moved, and now he's 4. So I have had to take him along with me to a lot of things. He has to come on this tour with me, so he'll be at all 6 cities. Girl, I just make it happen. I'm just like, if I have to bring you with me, or I have a ton of women followers because I'm a makeup artist, but specifically, mothers, single mothers like myself. So I'm glad that I can kind of show them that you can still 100% pursue your dreams and go hard and grind and still, take care of your responsibilities as a mom.
I do want to get your take on there's certain, I feel like, women and men out there who kind of look down on women who wear makeup and feel like, you're wearing too much makeup, or I don't need to wear makeup. It's not that women need makeup. I think it's more of like, I like the way I look with makeup. I like experimenting. I like feeling good about myself. So, like, what is your take on men and women out there who feel like women shouldn't wear as much makeup or shouldn't wear makeup at all?
It's just an addition. It's just something extra to make me feel good about myself. But you see, I don't have on any makeup today. I was like,
your skin looks great though.
Thank you. I was in a rush today, so I don't. It's not like we depend on makeup and we wear it, but it is just something that women do that will make us confident, give us that extra boost. So I think men need to mind their business.
That part.
And let us do what makes us feel good. Girl, that's the best part of my job. Like when I do somebody's makeup and I show them the mirror and they start feeling themselves and I'm taking pictures and videos. I just love that because confidence is so important.
Well, thank you so much, Olivia Song, for stopping by. Again, tell everyone what you have going on and where they can follow you and book you.
Yes, follow me at Olivia Song on Instagram. It's just my name. I'm doing my 6-city makeup masterclass tour that starts in less than 2 weeks, and you can get more information by visiting themakeupmasterclass.com.